Okay, so we were talking about, when you have to hire someone to be in the shop, you want to believe you can do it all yourself, but the store is wide open to the highway, and there's really no one like right. There are people next to me, but they're a little bit of a distance away. So if I want to go to the restrooms, do I want to take the chance of locking myself up in the bathroom and somebody just walk in with something and go? Because it's possible. Like I was eating a grapefruit the other day, and I decided to sit right outside the door and eat the grapefruit, and all of it was full of seeds. Like I'm not used to grapefruits with all of these seeds. So I started saving the seeds to dry in the sun. So the next day, the seeds were still there. I go to run down to my neighbor 2 doors over to take care of something, and I thought I kicked something. So when I came back, I realized that I had kicked the paper that my seeds were on. I was like, oh, I must have kicked them out. But if you kick something, there's some evidence of it around. And that's when I realized somebody came by and stole my seeds, y'all. They stole the grapefruit seeds. So it could have been something that maybe someone couldn't afford. So they decided that they were going to take what I left there. Or maybe they thought I was leaving it for them. I don't know. But you don't take stuff without permission, right? So that was a lesson for me that I can't like really think or close my eyes and not pay attention to um, things that are happening around me. So I'm making sure that I'm paying attention. I'm not just walking off and going to do things without someone in the shop. So I hired this girl, right? A friend referred her. This is my uh, one of my business partners that's going to be doing the juicing part of the business with me. He referred this girl, and I interviewed her previously. She was young, about my son's age, seemed very receptive to taking instruction, to learning new things. So I was really looking forward to working with her. It took a while for us to get the shop open because during the rainy season they had to address a moisture problem, and the owner was just like, "I can't guarantee you problem is going to be gone by the time you want to get into the shop, so give me more time." So I didn't open when I wanted to. So I waited. When they addressed the problem, he called me and said, "Listen, I need you to come through. I think we took care of the problem. The store is dry. You can have your painter come." That was the other thing, y'all. I had to hire a painter. And luckily, he was a professional. He went through the first time, and I was like, I could still see the brush strokes on the wall. So that was now another bucket of paint, right? 2 buckets of paint. I wanted the doors painted black because I wanted to do chalkboard paint. So he took care of that. Luckily, the tile was already down. So anyway, back to the girl. So I hire her. She seems to take instruction okay. I noticed that though there's certain things missing in translation, so I'm not sure how good her English is. When I would send her to the store, she would come back with like the opposite thing, and I'm like, no. So then I would walk her back to the store and explain to her why there was a difference between paper towels, napkins, and tissue, right? Because I sent her for paper towels, she came back with tissues. So that was it. Little things like that. So this one day we were eating tuna because I would bring in breakfast, and of course I'm making lunch, so I made tuna salad that day. And so of course, we have tuna on our hands, and I don't want her to touch the clothes that she's hanging with the tuna. So I said, well, let me run over here and get some hand soap. And I didn't even think to send her because I had a feeling she would come back with the wrong thing because I wanted liquid soap. So I go take my bag, I put my hotspot in there, I put my phones in the bag, I go 2 doors over, come back, and I see her standing over her bag. So I'm like, now I left her at the front of the store um, hanging pants. So why is she now with the whole chair pulled next to her, tying her bag tight? So I'm like, what's going on? So she's like, oh, I was just putting my lunch away. So I'm like, okay, me still trying to be helpful. Well, why are you putting your lunch in like, the disposable bags? Why don't you use a plastic bag so that the tuna salad dressing, right, doesn't doesn't seep into what you have in the bag? So she's kind of just looking at me like, no, no, it's okay. And I said, no, no, get the bag. So I go get the plastic bag. I come back. I'm like, give me the food. So she's like hesitant. So I'm like, what's the problem? Give me the food. So I take the bag to open it, and she's holding it tight. She's squeezing it, so I can't open the bag up. So I'm like, what is up with you? How am I supposed to get this in if you don't open the bag? And when I look in her face, I see this look of, like a kid with their hand caught in the cookie jar. You're not supposed to be eating. So I'm like, okay. I said, open the bag. She didn't want to open the bag. I asked her again. She didn't want to open the bag. She didn't want to move her hand. So I moved her hand out the way. When I moved her hand out the way, she kind of went back, and the bag opens. When the bag opens up, I see her purse is half open, and there's a pair of leggings in there, a pair of velour leggings, and a scarf. I looked at her and I was like, really? That's what we doing? I said, you done, right? She couldn't even look at me. She just had her head down the whole time. I was like, get your shit and go. And she went to turn to go, and again, her head is down. I said, wait a minute, because it was payday, right? Went to my bag. I got 100 Dalasi, and I sent her on her way. I called my business partner, like, you referred this thief to me. So what's up with that? Trying to explain. He was so sorry, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, listen, don't refer nobody to me that you cannot vouch for. Like, you're supposed to know that from the gate. So, of course, what can I say? In a way, I kind of felt bad because I was like, did I not give her a proper example of how you're supposed to proceed? I even was practicing with her, how do you speak to customers when they come to the store. I told her I was going to teach her how to use the laptop. And she should let me know if she was interested in taking any classes. We could see if we could find a free course. When things are slow at the store, she can use the laptop. Like I said, build a resume, learn about retail, right? Because I know a great deal about retail just from having my online businesses. So I was going to show her that aspect as well, which is something she could have gotten into. And I just had to let her go. So that was that. And then I spoke to my seamstress who was going to be coming in anyway because some of her items are hanging in the store. I don't know if y'all can see this item right here. This is some of her men's line that she does, like shirts for men. She actually does pants and tops, but it's not really a specialty thing for her. She's just done them in the village. I give her designs, and she usually sketches out what things that I design. So we have all of the rompers that everybody's been so excited about. I'll be doing a video on those so y'all can see how the rompers fit. And so my seamstress came in. I told her what happened. She was like, this girl is stupid. Like, she ruined a great opportunity. But that has been a big problem with a lot of the people here that I've come in contact with, is that people do not have foresight. They look at short-term money and they don't think about long-term benefits. I remember the same young lady that, I caught stealing, was talking to me about, asked her how much she thought she would wanted to make because I wanted to make her an offer, and she had no idea. So that was from the time I interviewed her. I said, well, by the time you get to the store, you're going to need to tell me, because if it's not affordable, then I can't have it work for me. So she told me she wanted like 2,000 or something like that, right, per month. And I'm like, I don't have a problem giving you that, but you don't have any job experience. So you can't ask me for the amount that the person who is more qualified than you would ask me for. Like, you need to come in at less. And I knew she would be making more than that anyway, because she's going to get free stuff. She's going to get a discount on things that she wants. She's getting breakfast. She's getting lunch. Transportation is taken care of, right? So I knew she was going to be making more than that, but I was not going to pay her out of pocket that amount. So she was like, oh, and obviously someone had told her to ask for that amount. And I told her what I was willing to give her, which wasn't much less than what she wanted, but I was willing to compromise with her. And she just didn't seem really happy about it. And I'm like, listen, if you have something else in mind, give me a number. So we finally agreed on a number, and that's what it was going to be. So by the time she had decided to steal 3 days in, she had already made more than what we had agreed to because I was paying her when she would leave. So like I said, I was a little disappointed because I was looking forward to, mentoring her and see her do great things, but she blew it. So it is what it is. So now I'm working with my seamstress who um, has, goals of her own and talent to boot. So she's making things. She has her stuff hanging here. She'll have her own rack of clothing with the things that she's designed. And I have some other designers and artisans, and craft people, and herbalists that are going to be presenting their items here as well. So we'll be doing consignment. Um, and it's going to be a real spot where people just kind of come and socialize and get to know each other, right? Gambian, African diaspora, wherever you're from on the continent, from the diaspora, this will be the spot for you to come, especially if you're new to Gambia. You will be welcomed here. I noticed that when I would go to do business with people and they tell me, I tell them I was new to the continent, I didn't get a welcome to Gambia, glad you made it out, so happy to see you. None of that. None of that. And I just was like, it just was weird to me because I'm just the opposite. If someone's telling me that they're on their way to Gambia or they're trying to get to Africa, I'm like, you could do it. And please, when you come, get in touch. Like, I want to welcome you and make sure you have what you need. And it's not about giving nobody money or giving nothing for free, but it is about pointing people in the right direction, right? For housing, for food, for bargains, whatever. I remember talking to one sister and she told me she was looking for furniture, and I was like, oh, well, you got to check out Amsterdam. And she went to Amsterdam and she said once she got there that her boyfriend, who is Gambian, was familiar with it. He used to work there. So now he's connected her to other people there. I'm not sure why he didn't mention it from the start. But I think that, men don't really think like that. It's women who thrift and find the goodies. And unless the man is a thrifter, he's not really thinking on those lines. Um, so, yeah, it is what it is. I'm in a store, working things out. Uh, it's coming together, and it's coming together quickly. As you can see, I have new books here as well on the shelf. There's new books. I have jewelry and the food items you see. I have women's personal products, deodorant, which I know some of y'all need. Not just for your underarms, but for your mouth. So toothpaste, tooth powder, all that. I got beans, y'all. Yeah, I have beans. I have seasonings. I have bean soups. And when I say beans, I'm talking dried beans. I have salad dressings. A lot of different stuff. Travel bags, overnight bags. There's t-shirts here. Y'all see the t-shirts. Cosmetics, deodorants. Down here, I even have gift boxes. And I have candles, y'all. I started making candles, so you all will get to see the candles as well. They're really beautiful, and I'm having a good time making them. So we will talk soon. I will keep you updated on what's happening at Waste Not, Whatnot. That's the name of the store. Talk soon. Blessings.